Short interval planning. Why take time to do this? This tool is to help you plan your task for several weeks out. It'll show you if you have enough manpower to complete the task in the given time, or if you have too many people on the task. It shows you how much has been installed to date, and how much you have left to install by a given area or cost code. Using the planning tool will help you properly manage your manpower, which can often make or break the project budget. Let's take a look. We start by clicking on the Short Interval Planning tab. Then by clicking on the blue Short Interval Planning button at the top left. First, take a look at the SIP quantity week. It should be set to the week that you want to plan for. If it's not the correct week, use the blue buttons, the LW and NW buttons, to scroll to the correct week. It can take about 15 seconds for the program to create the new week. The next step is to enter your daily shift lengths. Your job may be working 4 10-hour days, or more commonly 5 8-hour days. After you click in the yellow box, you may have to use your backspace key or your delete key to get rid of the 0 that's already in there. Then a quick way to move through to the other boxes is to use your tab key, which will move your cursor to the right and highlight the number in the box and allow you to override it without having to use the backspace key. It speeds things up quite a bit. Next, we'll fill this in and see what happens. In the far right columns, we want to assign the number of people working on a task for this week. Now there's 2 ways we can do this. One, we could select one of our crews that we've already made, and it'll input the number of people from that crew into the boxes for us. It's very fast. If I select this crew, it has 4 people in it, so the box is filled with 4 people. The other way is to manually enter the numbers in the box. You can do this without selecting a crew to begin with, or you can overwrite what the crew pre-filled for you with your own numbers. Remember to use that tab key to speed up the entry. It'll move it right along for you. Just as in other parts of this program, you can use the filters at the top to work on just one area or cost code at a time. This helps reduce the number of choices and makes the entry much easier. Let's say that I need to get all these light fixtures installed by October the 1st. First, I make sure that I'm on the right week and that I have my daily shift lengths entered. Next, I can pick my regular crew to see what it looks like. I have 4 people on my crew, so it says they should be able to install 121 fixtures in this week. That leaves 112 left to be installed. Well, this crew needs to be much bigger if I expect to finish during this week. But no worries, there's always plenty of qualified electricians around. I'll just add some more electricians. I'll try doubling the crew to 8, and let's see what happens. Okay, well 8 should definitely be enough people. Notice that we have 235 fixtures to install, and we should be able to install 243 in this week with 8 people. Now the only problem is that I'll bust my budgeted hours if I have this many people on this one task. I know this because there's a negative quantity shown in the quantity remaining box. Well, I'm feeling good about my crew and my production rate, so I'm going to go ahead and assume that we can beat the estimate. I'll put 8 people in for Monday and Tuesday and cut back to 7 people on Wednesday and Thursday. If the crew doesn't beat the estimate, we would likely have 5 fixtures left to install according to this. But if we plan well, if we have all the right material in the work area and we have the right tools on site, we'll likely get all the fixtures installed on time with this crew. As you go through the plan week by week for each task, you can be confident that you have the right crew size on your project, and everyone has a goal in mind of how many fixtures or feet of pipe they're expected to complete per day and per week. Your project will build up a history of production rates. So now you have the choice to allow this program to use the budgeted rates from our estimate, or once you build up that history, you can use your actual production rates. This is useful if your crew consistently beats the budget and you want to more accurately plan your crew size for the week. Just click this box and re-enter the number of people for the week so it can recalculate. Now that I have some data in the short interval planner, the graph on the opening page shows me my manpower needs for the weeks selected. If I had entered crews for other tasks in other areas, it will give me a grand total of the people that I need for the week. If you plan out 3 or 4 weeks ahead, you'll know exactly how many people you need over an extended period. If we can do this company-wide, we can plan ahead for manpower issues well in advance, which will help everyone. This sure beats having a manpower crisis at the last minute. There are some useful reports on the right side of the screen. The Look Ahead Production Report. This report will help you quickly see if hours and quantities were consistently turned in for each work code. This can be very helpful to figure out why a work code looks out of whack. For example, we have some work codes that have quantities installed, but no hours charged to this work code. That likely means that someone charged their hours to the wrong area and wrong work code. It needs to be corrected. Well, this concludes the last training video for Fieldman. Thank you so much for participating and using this tool.